Oh, you're suing your son.
My son and his girlfriend was over visiting one evening, and that evening turned into months.
That is a lie.
That didn't happen.
That
She's
did not
lying
happen.
about that.
We had a beautiful relationship, and then came opening of my third eye.
Opening of what?
My third eye.
Opening of your third eye?
Yes.
Plaintiff Glanice Duncan claims her son clogged up her third eye by bringing meat products into her home. She's suing for $3,000 for unpaid rent and a personal loan. Defendant Jamel Ryan claims his mom is flat out lying. He says he owes her nothing.
Can the witness please approach the stand? Please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you. Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning, Najee. How are you?
I'm doing well, Judge. Thank you.
Good.
This is case number 070 on the docket. Duncan versus Ryan.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Judge.
Let me see what we have here. We have the plaintiff, Glanice Duncan.
Yes.
Glanice, you are suing you're suing your son, Jamel Ryan, for $3,000 for unpaid rent and a personal loan. So let's start with you, Glanice. What is your case?
Back in March of 2019, my son and his girlfriend came to stay with me. It started with, it was on her birthday, and they was over visiting one evening, and that evening turned into months.
How many months are we talking?
At least 2.
2 months, okay.
We had an agreement that he would pay, or they would help out around the house with the cleanup and everything, and pay rent also. And none of that happened. They left mess.
How much rent did you ask them to pay?
It was a verbal agreement to pay $250 a month for them to stay, and that was for a 3-month period, actually. My son and I, prior to that, is back in 2015, we would trade money back and forth all the time, and, you know, it was not a problem. We just had that kind of connection with each other, a mother and son relationship, that we just, you know, didn't write anything down. It was just all just give and take with us. And we had a beautiful relationship, and then 2017, July 13th, my birthday, I decided to go vegan. And also with that came opening of my third eye. And it allowed me to see that
Opening of what?
My third eye.
Opening of your third eye?
Yes.
Where exactly is it?
It's right here on my forehead. You can see it if you look close.
I know. It could be the camera. I'm having trouble. Okay.
Yes, but it's just the insight. It's just insight.
I see what you mean.
I'm able to see things a little differently than I were prior.
Yeah.
When you eat meat, it clogs that third eye, actually. You're not able to see.
Well, that's why they say when you eat carrots, it helps your vision.
Exactly.
That's vegan.
This is true.
Exactly.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. You're able to see things clearer. You're able to see
Yes.
Yes.
So what are you suing for, though?
I'm
now?
suing for unpaid rent when they were staying with me on 2 separate occasions. Both the defendant and his girlfriend stayed with me in my apartment, and they had promised to pay, and they didn't. And plus, I loaned him $500 on a car, on a Mercedes that he wanted to purchase, and he came up short $500, and I advanced him that money. So I would like that back also. And the emotional distress.
The deal was that he would pay $250 a month.
Yes.
So you're talking about $750 there.
Yes.
So let's deal with that issue first. I'll come to you, Jamel. What about that? She's making that up?
Yes. No, she must have that misconstrued with this last time that we had tried to stay with her, and she kicked us out within the first 3 days.
Right now I'm talking about this 3-month period back in, when was it, 2019?
That was with my fiance's mother. We stayed with her for a couple of months, and my fiance's mom, she could attest to that. We didn't stay with her. We stayed with her approximately one night on my girlfriend's birthday.
You state very clearly here, in 2019, you lived with your mom for a couple of months.
I stayed with my fiance's mother for approximately about 2.5 months. Around 2019. That was the only time that we were transitioning from apartments. So we had...
Okay, this is in 2019, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Could we have your...
Fiance?
Yeah, your fiance up there. Your name is Nayeli Ayala?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your mom, in her complaint, said, in March 2019, he came to visit me and celebrate his girlfriend's birthday. They both stayed in my one-bedroom apartment for 3 months. Now, a year later, Jamel contacted me, apologized, and asked if he could move back in with his girlfriend. The defendant had to pay me $200 per week, and that's where we get into 3 days you were kicked out. But you then say, in 2019, you're agreeing with your mom. In 2019, I did emphasize, I did live with her for a couple of months.
Your Honor.
And you're now saying that you lied before, that you didn't live there for a couple of months? Why would you tell the court that you did?
My fiance right here, her birthday is in June. So what does she mean, my mother, that we moved in March? That's impossible.
Fair.
Like,
I've heard of being born again, but not 3 months later.
you know.
So why did you say they were there to celebrate her birthday?
They were.
When it
That was on
wasn't
the
even-
first occasion.
You said in March 2019, he came to visit me and celebrate his girlfriend Nayela
birthday.
Ayala's birthday.
Yes.
Her
Yes.
birthday is not in March.
It was June
Okay.
19th then. It was June 19th, not March 19th. I didn't know exact her birthday, but I know it was on her birthday because they did come over and we were celebrating, and then they wind up just staying for months. You know, I mean,
Okay.
I told him he could even bring meat into my house because before he moved in, he knew I was vegan. And then he's going to bring meat. I find meat in my freezer. And even to the point where I agreed, just to get along, I agreed that he could put a hot pot outside on my balcony and fry up his dead animals. And the smell of the dead flesh and everything and the blood, I mean, it's just really stressful. It was really stressful to have them there. They did respect my lifestyle, and I don't feel they appreciated me at all.
Okay,
Yeah,
here's what
they
I don't
surprised me.
understand. You're telling me a mother and son can't agree on one saying it was 3 days and the other saying it was several months? You both know that one of you is not telling the truth. Look in each other's eyes. You've got a third eye. Which one of you is not telling the truth here?
Well, my baby mother, yes, that was years ago, and we had squashed
But
that.
in 2019,
No.
you never stayed.
No.
You never stayed with your mother.
No, not with my fiance here. No, I didn't.
On your birthday, you didn't come over and stay?
You go on to say that the reason you don't think you have to pay for those months is because you put up security for a loan so she could have that apartment, and you put up your car as security, and you lost the car because mom didn't make the payments. Why
Yes.
would you tell me that whole story if you didn't stay there for those months? What's the point of telling me that?
No, that part is true, but me part of we
Well,
staying
wait a
with her.
second. You're saying you don't have to pay the rent for those months that you admitted
No,
you
no,
stayed there
no.
because of the car.
I wasn't trying
Why
to.
would you even raise the issue then?
No, I wasn't trying to converge those two scenarios. That scenario with me staying with her, that was way before the car. But she's still trying to drag it off as if I still owe her.
But you put it in the next sentence. In 2019, I did live with her for a couple of months. However, the agreement was that we were even. In other words, you didn't have to pay the $250 because I took out a high-interest title loan for her to get an apartment. This whole thing is wrong because if you didn't stay there, wouldn't your answer have simply been, of course we're not paying $250. We never stayed there.
Exactly. But she was just
Right, but you didn't say that. You instead said that I'm not paying the $250.
It was my fiance's mother who we had made agreement with, who we stayed
Okay.
with. But no, it was never her,
You
my
did,
mother.
You
It
did
was
not
my
stay.
fiance's mother.
Okay, Mom, you're saying your son is absolutely lying that he really did live in your
did.
place for 3 months.
Yes, he did.
Honestly, there's a real problem in this mother-son relationship.
Yes, it is.
Because only one of you, not both of you, but one of you is obviously not telling the truth. Moving on. The second time when you guys stayed there or asked to stay there, I understand that only went for 3 days.
Yes, sir.
Before you were kicked out, and now I've heard the reason why you guys weren't getting along, it wasn't going to work.
No.
I'd have to say to Mom, if you know that he didn't pay on several occasions, or at least that last time, the $250 a month, which you think was 3 months, then why did you say you can stay now?
Exactly.
And we have a video of this, don't we?
Yes, sir.
Let me
Yes,
take a video. This is a video of your second arrangement, which is part of your lawsuit.
We are present today here joining this meeting. Okay.
Yes.
And
The time is
9:22
on
p.m.
July
July
16,
16,
2020.
2020. All right. Now we got the time and date out the way.
Right,
We are here to discuss conditions
right.
and that everything will be copacetic and there will be no meat in this house. There will be no anger. There will be no sly talking. There will be no miscommunication. We will be front what we want, and we will be assertive and polite with each other, respectable,
Okay.
very
there it is.
respectable.
There it is.
And we'll have no confrontations, no conflicts,
And clean up after yourself.
and we'll clean up after ourselves,
And it's what you pay in there.
and we'll get the money to her. We'll
How
get a couple
much?
$100, $200
And for how long?
for at least 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh.
At least 3 weeks.
Oh, now we up to 3. I thought we was at 2. Now see there, now you're gonna try and get a month
Yeah.
on me.
Let's
Now see there,
All right, we'll say
2
all right.
weeks. 2 weeks, $200. Keep it simple. 2 weeks, $200, and the time they will be in my space will
What's that
be
3 weeks? I need at least a week for the damn application to go through.
$300, 3 weeks.
All right,
Okay.
Everybody agree?
I agree. Aye. Everybody say aye.
Aye.
Anybody
Object.
opposed?
Cash.
Well, you know how to run a parliamentary meeting. You know, I look at that, and that looks like a pretty nice family.
It can be.
But then you come here, and there are
Exactly.
2 totally separate stories.
Next on Judge Jerry.
We were going through a problem where my car was getting repoed, and we were staying in the car, so I need my car. Like, I can't be without a car.
Someone owe you money? Go to judgejerry.com to submit your case.
For All Access Judge Jerry, follow us on social media.
Why
Yes.
would you tell me that whole story if you didn't stay there for those months?
That part is true, but she's still trying to drag it off as if I still owe her.
But you didn't say that. Let me hear from Nayeli. I know he's your fiance and you don't want to start a fight here, but you would remember if you guys stayed with your future mother-in-law for 3 months. Did you guys stay for any period of time in 2019 at your future mother-in-law's house?
2019, no, not
None.
last year. No.
You're saying she's lying
Yes.
because it's not a mistake.
we stayed there.
And you
like-
remember, you raised your right hand and say you swore to tell the truth.
we only stayed there for 1 day because we were going through a problem where my car was getting repoed. And we were staying in the car because I do hospice for a living, so I need my car. Like, it's just, I can't be without a car.
Was that this year
Yeah.
or last year?
This year, Your Honor.
The video that we just saw had to do with what would be $200 a week,
Yes.
2 weeks this year.
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
and you left after a day, maybe 2 days, but you didn't even stay a week.
No, Your Honor.
So the suit was for $3,000, and I'm trying to break it up into how we get to the 3,000. It was based on 3 months of $250 a month. Let me ask you this, Jamal. Your mom loaned you $500 at some point so that you could buy that car.
That is a lie.
That didn't happen.
That did
She's
not
lying about
happen.
that too.
Yes, Your
What you're
Honor.
basically saying that your mom came to court under oath and totally fabricated this story.
What mother sues her
This is-
son?
wow.
That's indicative right
what?
there. What mother does that for monetary gains? I had $3,000 out of my tax income terms. My baby mother we filed joint. I had $10,000 check. I asked her if she had any outstanding balances. She didn't tell me. They took $7,000 out of my $10,000 income tax. I was with my mom when that happened. She knew I had $3,000. So I took that $3,000. Me and her, we went to a auto auction, and I saw that Mercedes. I bid it. Started off at $100. I went all the way up to $1,950. I won at $1,950 plus taxes. It came out to $2,200. My mom was right there. I put it in her name because my license was suspended at the time. After that, that's why I put it in her name specifically, because I knew it as a young black man with a Mercedes, they would pull me over thinking I'm a drug dealer, which they did. How many times did I get pulled over?
A lot.
She fell on hard times needing money because she was getting evicted from her place.
That's subjective.
Okay?
That I never.
She was
been
getting evicted from her place, so I put up
never had an eviction
the
in my
car,
life.
which was my car, but it was in her name. We had a title loan on it for $1,500. It was like, yeah, $1,500. We got a
Okay.
title loan. I gave her majority all the money. I kept $200
All right.
out of that $1,500.
Okay,
And then
Jamel.
There is no way I owe her $500. It was all my cash.
When somebody brings a suit, when a plaintiff brings a suit, the burden is on the plaintiff to bring evidence of the charges. I don't have any specific evidence because there were no written documents. These were all, both of you agree, except for the video. The only evidence I had was the video, which would have stood as a contract, evidence of a contract, no question. But you both agree that after a day or two he was gone, so he wasn't there for a week anyway.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But for the first visit and everything having to do with the car, there is no evidence here. But clearly, the mom hasn't carried the burden of the preponderance of the evidence. Only on that, suit dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
This is what I had to deal with since a very young age. It's all about money with her, and I'm glad Judge Jerry finally seen the truth.
I feel the verdict wasn't fair. My son knows he owes me. He knows they stayed with me.
I'm happy with the decision that Judge Jerry made, and hopefully we can keep going from here.
Say what you mean what you say. If you say you're going to pay me, that's what I expect. That's why I'm here.
Hey YouTube, thanks for watching. For more Judge Jerry, click here. For more Jerry Springer, click here.